It's time for To The Max Sports, where we talk about sports. They're just two guys, Max and Drew, in a bar talking all things sports. Well, without the bar. And the beer. Wait, why aren't we in the bar?
Out.
Hello, and welcome to The Max Sports. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for
To the Max Sports, apparently.
So this caught on in the late 80s, early 90s. I'm going to sing this little ditty to you.
Oh, God, no, please.
Who they? Who they think going to beat them Bengals? Who they think going to beat them Bengals?
We'll see.
I'll put on my cap, but just let me do my burrow here. There we go.
We'll see.
Little Joe Burrow, little hair in the front.
Hold on a second. I want to check one thing. If you're going to crow about your Bengals.
Well, I have to listen to you crow about your 49ers when they're doing good.
Nope, I'm not crowing about my 49ers. But if I got to listen to you crow about your Bengals, I'm going to crow about something else.
I don't care.
So right now, the AFC North has 22 wins. The AFC East, 17.
Yeah, I know.
There is not a single team in the AFC North that is below 500. And they're not at 500 either. No, they're 5-3. That's the basement of the AFC North.
For people who are wondering what we're talking about, Bob predicted the AFC North was a better conference than the Dolphin, Patriot, AFC East. But, you know, half a season doesn't make, Bob. But yes, I will concede. You're
crowing for your Bengals, and actions have consequences.
Well, we did start off 0-3 or something.
Yeah, but you do that every year.
Yeah, so. That's true.
And Burrows had a little bit of a gimpy calf, so.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking good. Looking good, but we'll see what happens. You want to do a quick run around the NFL? Any thoughts, musings?
Apparently Aaron Rodgers did a little bit more throwing on the sidelines and is now saying a couple fortnights and he may be back.
That guy's a nut. There ain't a snowball's chance in hell that he's coming back this year. But
okay,
if he wants to give Jet fans hope and they need,
that's the only hope they have, because that offense is inept.
Yeah, I mean I think Daniel Jones playing on a torn ACL could score more points than a healthy Zach Wilson. That's how bad the quarterback situation is in both New York venues.
Oh, my God, yeah. The Giants have lost Jones, lost Taylor. They're now down to, I don't know, a character from Casino or something.
Yeah, Danny DeVito.
Frankie DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
Oh, crazy.
To paraphrase another New Yorker, both New York teams are, as Trump would say, horrible. They're horrible.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, so my 49ers get Debo back. Looks like we get Trent back. And the one thing that impressed me during the bye week, do you know what Brock Purdy did during his bye week to clear his head?
I don't know. Went to Vegas and went to a strip club?
Nope. Went to his fiance's farm and drove a combine.
Well, good for him.
Brock Purdy was driving a combine, so good kid there.
Yeah, stays out of trouble. There was no doubt he was a good kid, but will there be an excuse if the 49ers lose? Who are they playing this week?
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Really?
That will be a fun game. Are they playing in San Fran or?
Let me pull that up. I don't know off the top of my head, and my internet is slow, so.
That's no problem. Anyway, that should be a good game.
No, I pay for fast internet.
Well, we talked about, the Giants quarterback situation, which is abysmal.
Mm-hmm.
Jets and Giants. We got to see that Miami, for whatever reason, you put them against a good team, just can't get her done.
Yeah, that's surprising to me, but
that was a mess. That looked like a Dak Prescott moment. The last moments of that Miami game.
Yeah, that
bumbling.
That
stumbling.
was bad.
But that looked like a Dallas. They peel off some great runs, and then all of a sudden they go into offensive offsides and rumbling, bumbling, stumbling at the quarterback.
Yeah, so let's go up the road a little bit to our Cowboys fans. Do you think that was a good loss for the Cowboys? Do you think there is such a thing as a good loss?
No. The Cowboys have proven that if they play a good team on the road, they just can't get it done. Or at home. I mean,
they could have won that game. They should have won that game. Yeah. Bad play calling, bad penalties, and bad footwork from Dak Prescott. I'm sorry, Dak.
I mean, if my aunt had different genitalia, she would have been my uncle.
Well, for all you Cowboys fans that are saying that Dak is elite, an elite quarterback doesn't step his foot out of bounds.
Yeah.
On that run, and that one pass to the receiver in the flat that missed the goal line by, I don't know, 4 or 6 inches. Yeah, call a better play. Yeah. Call a better play. And you had a chance even at the end. Don't have stupid penalties.
Yeah, it's Dallas doing Dallas things. But, yeah, Miami has not, I guess if you want your team to get a short-term injection of let's play football, man, just trade for Joshua Dobbs.
Oh,
he started off hot at Arizona, looked like a world beater, did bad enough to get traded to Minnesota. But we'll see what the long term holds. But man, I mean,
didn't even know the names of the players in the huddle.
Yeah, it's crazy. And sometimes that works to your advantage.
Did you watch some of those runs he did though?
But then that's Falcons doing Falcons thing, and another coach this Art Smith with the Falcon. I don't know this guy. He's got his head up his arse.
And the Steelers doing Tomlin things.
Yeah, but now I hear talking heads about the Steelers are going to make some noise, and this quarterback has the potential to be an elite quarterback. I'm sorry, Pittsburgh fans. You may make the playoffs. Your quarterback is not an elite quarterback. He's a quarterback to get you over the hump until you find a real quarterback.
Yeah, true that. So then I'm trying to think anything else in the NFL that really struck out at me, and that's kind of about it.
I enjoyed all the games. The game that you were laughing that thank God it's not on your red zone, Tampa versus Houston, turned out to be the most exciting, fun game of the afternoon. And by the way, fans, that was my lock. Tampa didn't look pretty, but they covered by half a point. Stick around for my lock this week.
Yeah, so if you're the Carolina Panthers and you're looking down the road at Houston and going, hey, we picked Bryce Young and let you take C.J. Stroud, are you a little pissed off in Carolina? 470 yards, 5 touchdowns, no picks, never been done before in the NFL.
Well, there were some disturbing things coming out of that Carolina should have been aware of. One, Bryce Young not participating in the combines. That bothered me a little bit. And then you can go back to our tape. When I saw Stroud in the combines, I think I came on the show and said, man, this kid's throwing darts. He's looking good. Now, I did say Clayton Tune would be a draft steal. Of course, he went he looked terrible, but, he had to go up against
so that was
great defense.
That was interesting. So, so other than that, let's see. Wemby's tearing it up.
Let's get – we're going to talk basketball, talk a little baseball. We're going to talk it all. But I would like to stay on topic just with the football, if that's okay.
No?
Okay, let's talk Wemby.
No, you go.
Stick around, guys. I got my lock of the week. I can't miss. I may be terrible in my primetime picks. That's for fun. If you want cooler talk privileges where they think you're a stud at work, if you want to make a little money, if you're so smitten to do so, stick around for my lock of the week. I don't lose on my lock of the weeks. Bob, we went 1-3 this week. You had the sad misfortune of taking Jets, which I tried to talk you out of. But you did take.
I did take
Pittsburgh, man, and I'm stupid. Pittsburgh prime time, they just don't lose. You put them in a night television primetime game.
What is the one stat? They haven't finished below 500 with Tomlin as their coach.
I know. It's impressive. Now, I think they're still a 500 team and still will be 500.
I don't know. Right now, they're favored this week against the Packers at home, so they could be 6-3 after this weekend.
Well, I'm not a Packer fan. I'm on record not being a Love fan either.
Oh, Love, yeah, the Packers look bad.
That game's a dead under. I think it's like 36.5.
39.5.
Yeah, I got some underage on that one. Took umbrage and took some undage.
Okay.
But we went 1-3 for the season. You're 17-14. I slipped below the Mendoza line again. I'm 14-15. You want to do the picks?
Yeah, why not?
I know our people love the picks.
So tomorrow night we have a barn burner. We have the Carolina Panthers with the aforementioned Bryce Young at quarterback on the road at the Bears. And the Bears at home are favored by 3.5.
Okay, so
can I just flip a coin?
Do we have to watch this game? Do we even have to?
I am definitely not watching this game.
Yeah, it's a pretty pitiful game. Well, I don't like rookies on the road. That's a well-established fact. I especially don't like rookies on the road coming off 2 TD returns. Do you know that the TD returns on defense against Bryce Young were more, I believe, than his total passing, throwing the ball forward last week? It was a total combined of 115 yards in returned interceptions.
Just crazy. Give me the Bears at home.
Give me the Bears, whoever their quarterback is this week. Yeah, they did get they got Sweat. Maybe he'll produce from Washington in a trade last week. Carolina's abysmal.
A little side news on this game is the Bears own the first round picks for both these teams.
That's crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
They got to be pretty happy. But their front office will find a way to screw it up.
Okay, last game in the international series, we have the Colts on the road against the Patriots in Frankfurt.
That's my half Nelson. I'll just go ahead and disclose that. I lost my half Nelson last week.
Indianapolis favored by 1.5.
Yeah, this is my half Nelson. I think I got the Patriots +2. It's gone down. I love the Patriots in this game.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Patriots just on the back of Bill Belichick.
So if you're wondering, that is my half lock, half Nelson pick of the week. But I do have a mortal lock, the one where I open my wallet up to.
My God, what an abysmal slate of games this week. So bad. Sunday night, Jets on the road at the Raiders. Jets are favored. The Jets are favored by 1.5.
Sometimes a coaching change mid-season helps teams. Just ask the Raiders from 2 years ago. And they seem to want to play. This Aiden O'Connell seems to be smart. He's like, who's the best player on the team? Devontae Adams. Okay. Let me throw him the ball. Give me the Raiders.
Jets burned me last week. I'm not going to get burned this week. On the road, give me the Raiders.
And how many points are the Raiders giving?
No, the Jets are giving.
They're giving points. So the Raiders are getting?
The Raiders are getting 1.5 points.
Oh, all day long.
At home. They're a home dog.
Yeah.
And then our final game of the weekend, Broncos on the road at Buffalo. It's going to be a balmy 43 degrees in Orchard Park. Buffalo is favored by 7.5.
Man, Buffalo's got problems. I like the 7.5. I mean, Broncos are terrible, but they seem to have found a way to kind of get Russell Wilson semi-productive.
It's a flash in the pan.
He still has receivers, you know. I'll take the 7.5.
No, I'll lay the 7.5, and this is going to be a 2 to 3 possession score at the end.
We got to do something different.
Broncos aren't gonna compete. So okay.
I beg to differ.
No, well, you can.
Should I get my mortal lock of the week now, or should I wait?
Sure. What's your mortal lock for the week? Something to do with the Bengals, apparently?
Yeah, so I love the Bengals. You know, I don't like rookies on the road. This isn't your average rookie throwing 4 TDs over close to 500 yards in Stroud. I booked it. I bought a point, booked it at 6.5. I think it's 7 still.
ESPN is showing 7.
And what encourages me is the fact that they said that the receiver for the Bengals,
Chase
may be out, and it didn't move the line at all. So, yeah, this is my lot, kids. You want to make some money? If you want bragging rights, take the Bengals -7 at home against a rookie-led, not your average rookie, but a rookie-led Stroud team. Louis Anarumo will get a head coaching job. Best defensive coordinator by far in football. I think he dials up a scheme that confuses Stroud. I see 1 or 2 interceptions. I see Stroud coming back down to earth against my Bengals. Lock of the week, take the Bengals, give the 7.
If Stroud gets intercepted, that will double his interception total for the year.
Crazy.
He's 14 touchdowns, 1
interception. He's doing Wembanyama things on the field this year.
Yeah. So you want to transition and do the segue? Since
No,
you brought up
I like the gender I am. I don't want to transition.
Okay.
But who do you think will win?
I mean, I think it has to be the Bengals. I mean, it has to be the Bengals. I mean, that defense is going to shut down Stroud.
Yeah.
You getting a call?
No, I'm looking at some notes. Would you like to transition now?
I think we can transition. We want to talk about Wemby.
We're out of the closet. We're transitioning.
Okay.
Sure. I mean, we talk about him every week, but you have a friend. We have a friend that does another podcast who has a friend on the show who appears to be very argumentative.
Well,
and actually thinks that Wemby's overrated and we're calling out the greatness thing too soon in his career.
And he's right. I mean, he's right.
Wrong. He's dead wrong.
He is not dead wrong. He is right insofar as we are 6 games into his career. He's 19 years old. Is the potential there? And I've called him out on this. The potential is there. And as long as we say he has the potential to do great things, I'm okay with it. But I agree with the concept that we just don't know yet. For all I know, next week he does Yao Ming things with his legs.
Bob, the guy's a great player, will be a great player. The only thing that could keep him from being great is injury. I said it last week. I'll say it again this week. Sound like a broken record. This kid's done in 6 games things I've never seen an NBA player do. And I've watched the NBA all my life. I don't see guys taking 2 steps from the foul line, going up for a slam, having a guy contest it, changes it midair into his left hand with an emphatic dunk over the guy. I've never seen, talk about Yao Ming. The kid's got he's got that step back Olajuwon move. He's a freak. He's an alien.
I agree with
the one thing I agree with LeBron on. The kid's an alien.
I agree with all of that. We have to see how everything plays out.
But there's no body of work to complete. He's done moves I've already seen that tell me, barring injury, he's great. And he's going to be one of the greatest, barring injury.
Barring injury, barring becoming a head case. And I just want to just go on record saying, I think the kid is going to be great. Yeah. I think he has the potential to be great. I think he has the potential to be one of the greatest to have ever played the game, but I'm not going to say 6 games in, he is the greatest to have ever played the game.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
But and I don't think Jeff said that. Walter Pasquita said, I just don't think he's great.
What he said was, I don't think he's great at any one thing.
Which is ridiculous. He's averaging 5 blocks a game, okay? He's averaging 20 points a game. He's averaging 3 or 4 assists a game. I mean, these are numbers that are great.
20 points a game is not great.
It's across the board, the body of work.
20 points a game is not great.
This guy's a center that's got point guard numbers.
He's great.
Point guard numbers.
He's great because he's good across all categories. But is he great yet at any one thing emphatically? Maybe blocks and defense.
Well,
maybe
no,
blocks
there's not
and
much defense on that team. They gave up 150 points the other night. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, I still have.
This ain't your daddy's Spurs team for sure.
Still wish I could have put a parlay down on Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and over wins for the Spurs.
But he's not great at anything.
He's not great yet.
Defensive Rookie
He's
of
not
the Year,
great
Rookie
yet.
of the Year.
Don't tell me he's great right now. He has a potential to be great, but he's not great yet.
He's the most impactful rookie that I've ever seen since LeBron and Kobe, and I think that we can both say, even though begrudgingly so, they are greats.
Yes,
and he's the most impactful rookie.
He has the
either
potential.
Of those guys.
He has the potential.
So Walter, wherever you are, I'm going to disagree with you.
Okay, you can do that.
Having said that,
you want to move over and talk about some baseball? Just wrap up the season?
Just we called it. We said 5 games. Season's wrapped up.
I did say a gentleman's sweep. I didn't expect it to go down that way. Once I started to see the first 2 games, I expected to be more contested, and the Rangers just rolled. The Diamondbacks had no answers.
Yeah, I'll make this prediction, and I'll go out. Neither of those teams will be in the World Series next year. So, having said that, it was an interesting World Series from the aspect that no one would have predicted they'd be in the World Series last year. No one would predict that they'll be in the World Series next year.
I think Texas has issues to deal with on their starting rotation and their bullpen. Their bullpen outperformed their regular season expectations. That was an abysmal bullpen in the regular season, but when the postseason came on, they just turned it around and became great.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
college rankings don't change. My Buckeyes did not look good. Did not look good at all against a Rutgers team.
Yeah.
Michigan, Penn State, that'll be a great matchup. We'll see if all the shenanigans in Michigan will affect the outcome of that game.
Oh, it won't.
So, can we talk Michigan?
What do you want to talk about?
Not only are you cheaters, now you're rats.
What do you mean?
Rats. Everybody hates a rat.
How so?
You haven't heard the latest?
No, I have heard the latest, and they're just saying.
Michigan says big teams shared its signs with each other before a game. Someone from Ohio State called Indiana before the game and said they may be running these signs. You're rats. You're cheaters. You're going down. And now you want to. Last year they shared signs. They called each other up.
A couple of things are going to happen because of this. One, Jim Harbaugh is probably not going to be in the collegiate ranks after this season.
Why? If he didn't know about it.
Because he can go on to the NFL, and an NFL coach can wrap his arms around him and go, the NCAA is a bunch of blowhards. They tried to discipline this man for stupid crap that should be allowed. Okay. So he's going to move on. I think what is going to happen is I think the Big Ten is going to try to do something here in the next week or so. And I think Harbaugh is going to fight it and appeal it. So nothing is going to happen disciplinarily wise before the end of the season.
The Big Ten's trying to get ahead of it, but it's not going to lessen the severity of whatever the punishment that the NCAA is going to hand down. What I don't like, though, is, Michigan, take your medicine. Obviously you were doing something that's illegal. I don't know why. It really, in my eyes, wasn't necessary. But then don't turn around and come out with, Ohio State was calling Indiana and or Purdue, and Purdue called, that's pardon my French, chicken shit.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with you.
And if you knew something was going on, well, obviously they weren't going to bring it to anybody's attention if they knew something was going on because they were cheating.
Yeah, and it was interesting. There was an article in the Post the other day about Connor Stallion and kind of his background.
I love that guy.
Do you know where he went to college?
Where?
He went to the United States Naval Academy.
Well, that says, okay.
He left the United States Marine Corps as an 03 captain. So I think there's a lot more to come out of this, and I think as to discipline with regards to Harbaugh, I think this is going to come down to what did he know, if he knew, when did he know, or did they put enough in place to create plausible deniability that he gets to walk on it?
Yeah.
And probably yes.
I know we sounded a bit redundant, but it's Hairball Gate. What did he know and when did he know it?
So and NCAA just stop trying to be like the enforcer of all things moral.
Any thoughts on the Penn State Michigan game? Who win that?
It's a coin flip according to Power Index, but I think if you're the Big Ten, you want Michigan to win this game because you want that Michigan-Ohio State game to mean something.
Yeah, I mean, I think Michigan wins, barring all the distractions. If it doesn't affect anything, it should be a pretty easy win for Michigan. Like I said before, I think, in my opinion, they're the best team in the Big Ten, and it pains me to say that. Even if I think they're cheaters, they got a senior quarterback, they got a great running back, they got receivers, their defense is solid. And I still don't trust our quarterback play.
And this is the first test against ranked, so we're going to see. And then in a couple of weeks, it's against Ohio State.
Yeah.
And the answer to all your questions always is money. And I think if you're the Big Ten, I think you want both Ohio State and Michigan in the CFP Final Four.
Absolutely.
And the CFP has said if Michigan is eligible for a bowl, they will be ranked, and they will make the playoffs if they deserve it. Only if they are found ineligible for a bowl will they not be considered by the CFP.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. So regardless of what occurs with all this Spygate stuff, they are going to play in a bowl game this year?
Well,
they will be playing?
I mean, the Big Ten would have to declare them bowl ineligible. That would have to be part of the discipline. If the Big Ten hands down discipline this season, they would have to declare Michigan bowl ineligible for the CFP to go, yeah, we're going to take them out because of this.
See, I think if the Big Ten's smart, they drag this out like a Trump indictment forever and ever, and wait till after the season, hand down their punishment before the NCAA does, just to say, hey, we're ahead of it. We don't condone it. But yeah, to come in and mess up some critical games, especially this Ohio State Michigan game, by doing some kind of quick ruling, which I don't think they'll do. It's not in their Big Ten's best interest to do that.
I think they will. I actually do think they will. I think they will announce something in the next week or two before the Ohio State game.
That would not be cool.
And that's the problem. And the guys, I was watching a discussion on ESPN this morning. The guys actually had it right. You need to let the process pan out the way the process needs to pan out. This may be a horrible set of facts, but for all the other administrators out there in college football, but for the grace of God, there go you too. If you think that this is a bad set of facts that deserves instant action, rue the day when they come knocking on your door for the next set of bad facts. Yeah. You want the process to pan out.
But why do you think Michigan did this? Or why do you think they allowed it to happen?
Because I think it's more they allowed it to happen. I actually don't think this was something that they sat down and cooked up and went, oh, we should send scouts to other games. Oh, we should give them video cameras. Oh, we should do this. We should do that. But
when you're videotaping this, Bob, you've got to be passing this information on to somebody to your advantage. And I'm like, why? You've got a good team. You have the players. It just makes no sense.
And that's why I think that this was not a top-down cheating scandal. I think this was from the bottom up. I actually think wonder, is this going to be something where Connor Stalions, who's always been a Michigan fan, even when he was at the academy, he would take his time off to go back and help out Michigan football.
Well, he ain't helping them out.
I think this may be kind of that really over-eager supporter of the program doing things that he thinks would better the program and were within the rules and really wasn't apprised of what the rules were, and it just kind of got bigger and bigger, and he felt important, and it got bigger and bigger, and he thought he was helping Michigan, the school that he really identified with, and it just became a thing that got so out of control for him. I think if you were forced me to put money on where this goes, that's where it goes.
Yeah. At this point, the best thing for Michigan to do is be as transparent as possible, because if they try to, there's the Nixon Watergate, it wasn't what happened. It was more the covering up. So if they try to cover anything up at this point, then it really gets ugly. Be transparent, come out. They need to find out, this guy's probably going to get subpoenaed, find out who he talked to, who knows what.
Oh, yeah, this is...
And if hopefully Harbaugh will do the Iran-Contra Reagan and just kind of say, well, I didn't know about Oliver North. Me and Mommy were having dinner.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's going to come out that it was an over-eager staffer trying to do things that he thought was for the betterment of the program.
You're a little bit more nicer. I think there's more to it than that. But let's hope that is only the case for the sake of the Big Ten. Because at the end of the day, I hate Michigan, but I love the Big Ten more than I hate Michigan.
Yeah, fair enough.
Bob, you want to do some trivia?
Let's do one or two.
Yeah, one or two. Play along at home, kids. This is sports rules trivia, which we're pretty abysmal at. I don't know what happened to all our... You got cards this time? Okay.
I do have cards.
Let's, well, since we're on college football, I'm going to give you college football. You ready?
Okay.
On 3rd and 8, John, or let's just say Connor Stallions, quick kicks from his tailback position. A blitzing linebacker makes contact with John, but gets no part of the ball. What is the ruling? On 3rd and 8, Connor Stallions quick kicks from his tailback position. A blitzing linebacker makes contact with John, but gets no part of the ball. What is the ruling?
No ruling. Dead ball. Play 4th down.
I'm not going to rule against you, but this is not a roughing the kicker penalty.
No, it's not.
The rule for roughing the kicker applies only when it is reasonably obvious that there will be a kick. So, 4th down.
Yeah, dead ball. I mean, what are you doing kicking on 3rd?
Did you see? Did you see?
Can't.
Did you see any part of the Houston Tampa Bay game? The end.
It was on the red zone, so I saw a little bit of it.
So I was stressing out because they marched down the field, and I'm like, they're up now 38-36. Surely there's 6 seconds left. They're going to go for 2.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't. That saved me, because if they had scored the 2, I would have lost by half a point. I have no idea why.
And what a crazy game where they didn't have a kicker.
Yeah. That's another factor I forgot about ruling into this. I don't know if they're going to have a kicker for the Cincinnati game, and I think that's why with the Jamar Chase thing, the line probably hasn't changed.
They'll find a kicker. Okay, with 2 outs and runners on 1st and 2nd, the batter hits an inside the park home run. The runner that was on 2nd missed 3rd, and during an appeal play is called out. How many of the runs count?
Well, I would say that his run obviously doesn't count because he missed the base, but the other 2, as long as they touch base and ran the whole gamut of bases, they count. 2 runs.
No. None of the runs count. Because with 2 outs and the runners on 1st and 2nd, batter hits an inside the park. He misses the lead runner misses 3rd.
That negates everybody else.
That negates everybody behind it.
I did not know that. I wonder if that's ever happened.
Oh,
I don't remember.
I don't know if it's happened at the major league level. I'm sure it's happened at some level.
Something to tell your friends and family about. I bet you didn't know that out there, kids. If you didn't, hit that like and subscribe. We're on Apple, Spotify. We got a friend. I can give him a shout out. What's y'all's show?
The Unrestricted.
The Unrestricted with Jeff Exler and his friend
Walter Pasquita.
Walter Pasquita. Guy's a nut.
He's a little crazy, but we love him.
Until next week. OH.